Welcome back to the shit show. Now that we've got my air conditioner off because we live basically in the ghetto, but it's nicer than the ghetto. Just a little bit stair-stepped up from that. Not much though. So we're going to talk about the origins of Hannah Sammich and why I use that nickname so much. It's near and dear to my heart. It is hilarious and I enjoy it quite a bit. But before I get into that, I feel the need to explain why Sir Pepe, my pillow penis, has a Hawiwi shirt. My producer, Conjory, always wears Hawiwi shirts. I have literally always known him ever to wear Hawiwi shirts. So, as a little gag, as a little funny to us, because we think it's hilarious, and It's Always Sunny was written on the backs of what they thought was hilarious. So, here's Pepe with El Hawiwi shirt. So, now that I've explained and he's looking dapper, we'll get into the story of Hannah Sammich. So, back in the day, I was dating a guy, long distance, who we all as in me, him, my friends, who were also long distance, one of the guys lived in Pennsylvania, another guy lived in Kansas, another guy lived in California, but we would all just sit on Skype and just chat it up, on voice calls and whatever. So one day we're all chatting and we're all kind of on our social medias and watching TV and doing whatever in the background. And then I get a message from this guy in a country you've never heard of. And he's, oh, you're so beautiful. And, oh, I would love to be your boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, what the fuck? What is this guy doing? So I bring it up to the guys in the group. I bring it up to everybody in the call. I'm like, what should I say to this guy? And they're like, oh, man, tell him you got a boyfriend. And, of course, my boyfriend at the time was like, tell him you got a big black boyfriend. My boyfriend was Hispanic. I think he was like Mexican and something else. And he's like, tell him you got a black boyfriend, a big black boyfriend. I was like, oh shit. And then somebody else piped in, tell him you got a big black boyfriend named Tyrone. Of course, because that's amazing. Well, the guy continues to go on, oh, I don't really believe you have a boyfriend, and I don't see any pictures of you and this boyfriend on your Facebook page. And I'm like, guys, he's not taking the bait. He's still hitting on me. What do I do? So Fred, the guy that lives in Pennsylvania, goes, I got it. I'm going to make a Facebook page for Tyrone. I'm going to hit him up. So at the time, we knew of a porn star named Tyrone Pipes. So of course, we named the page Tyrone Pipes. And so he adds the guy, starts talking to him and is like, that's my bitch, that's Tyrone's deep fried Hannah Sammich, you don't fuck with her, blah, 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 just going off, just going ham on this guy. And so eventually, the guy backs off, even though he's like, oh, I don't see any pictures, I don't see blah, blah, blah. So I made myself in a relationship with Tyrone for the longest time. And we didn't know what to do with the page, so we just kind of started trolling people that we knew, that we were comfortable with, just because why not? What else do we have to do with our days? So Fred decided he was going to troll one of his friends that he knew from high school. And so he tells her via Tyrone, he goes, hey girl, do you remember me? We used to date in kindergarten. She's like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. I've never met you. I'm sorry, I don't know. And he's like, oh, really? Wow, you didn't love me? You didn't think I was worth it? And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he's like, aw, damn, bitch. I wrote you some raps. I want that shit back. And she's like, I have never gotten even a poem from anybody. And he just keeps drilling. He's like, oh, damn, bitch. You really don't give a shit. I'm going to go take a shit in my neighbor's yard. I'm so pissed. And so, she ends up blocking him, of course, because why wouldn't you? And then he breaks it to her, hey, Tyrone was me and we were just fucking around just because we're idiots. But for the longest time, because of that little interaction Tyrone had with the other guy, I think I've only taken like one hit of that, but that's fine. It's big casual. I've also had some moonshine, which I'll have to tell a story about my moonshine dealer, because he's quite the interesting guy. But, so for the longest time, because of that little interaction, they would always call me Tyrone's deep fried Hannah Sammich. I would always name my devices like my laptop, my phone, my iPod. There goes my fucking Midwest accent again, I'm telling ya. But
what about the chain of restaurants you're going to open?
Yes.
Tyrone's featuring Tyrone's Grill featuring
the deep fried Hannah Sammich. I don't know what I'm gonna put in it, but I feel like it should be like a French toast bread with like some ham and cheese.
I was thinking
Grill that shit. Or some roast beef. Heyo.
Horsey sauce.
But with some mayo. But for the longest time, I tried to name like my devices, my phone, my iPod, my laptop, Tyrone's deep fried Hannah Sammich. But because eventually that's too many characters, they started to narrow down what you could actually name your devices. It became Hannah Sammich. So from literally that point forward, I always use the username Hannah Sammich. So if you try to find me on anything, if you can't find the username Hannah Sammich, I don't have a page. So I will forever be known as the Hannah Sammich. Fortunately, maybe unfortunately. But I appreciate you guys following the shit show. I know some of these have been longer, some have been shorter. Just let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. We're obviously trying to get some things in the works. If more people start to join and follow through, we're going to start to get like a call line, kind of like Theo Vaughn used to do back in the day, where you call in, ask a question, we'll answer it, we'll listen to it live, answer it live, the whole works. I think that would be really entertaining, considering I've done a lot of sex work in the past. I've done a lot of things to bring myself to, I don't know, the way I feel about people and the way that I am. And I feel like, you know, the more that I present things, the more, you know, people may want to ask questions. So we're working on that. Working on lots of things in the background. I was just about to reveal some of them, but I still want to wait on some of them. But anyways, we appreciate you following, and thanks for listening again. From me and my babies, like and subscribe. Make sure to share, comment, and follow. Somebody knocked one off.